Hello, this is the Nutrition for Precision Health Diet Adherence Screening Training for Participation Module 2 and Module 3. Our approach to diet adherence starts with our diet adherence screening process. The goal is to have well-informed participants who understand the full requirements of the study and to identify those who may have challenges adhering to the diets. Details of the diet adherence screening process and the full diet screening questionnaire are found in the Diet Production and Adherence Manual of Procedures. This training will provide an overview of the diet screening procedures. The diet adherence screening questions have been split into Part 1 questions and Part 2 questions. Part 1 questions may be administered in advance of the screening visit that happens with the dietitian to help quickly identify participants who may or may not be a good fit for Module 2 or Module 3. Part 2 screening questions are administered by the dietitian or dietitian-trained staff. The visit should be conducted with a conversational style. This is an opportunity to build rapport and a partnership with the participant and gain a better understanding of the individual adherence challenges the participant may have. This visit also provides an opportunity to help problem solve adherence challenges up front before the feeding periods begin. Part 2 screening procedures include reviewing a comprehensive list of the foods on the diet and the diet guidelines document. Finally, if it seems that the participant is likely to participate in Module 2, the visit will include discussions around logistics of schedule and food pickups and a review of how to complete the daily diet adherence log if proceeding to Module 2. Details of the visit will be documented by the dietitian or the dietitian-trained staff in REDCap and will conclude with an enrollment recommendation in REDCap. Part 1 diet screening questions include topics that may quickly identify participants who are not a good fit for the study. These questions may be administered in person or completed online prior to scheduling the screening visit with the dietitian. Alternatively, the dietitian may administer these questions all at one time with the Part 2 questions and procedures. Preceding the Part 1 questions is a short overview of the diet intake requirements for Module 2 and Module 3. This is followed by asking if the participant has any food allergies, if they follow a special diet, and if they would be willing to discontinue a special diet or dietary supplements for each of the 2-week feeding periods. It also includes a short list of foods that must be eaten during the feeding periods. Intake of these foods is required to participate. If participants cannot eat any of these foods, it's a good indication that they are not a good fit for Module 2 or Module 3. As you can see in this list, common food allergens are found in the list and include dairy foods, eggs, nuts, beans, beef, poultry, and wheat. The remaining questions in Part 1 of the screener ask if there are any additional foods that are not tolerated. If the participant thinks they can eat and drink only the study foods for the required time periods, if they can pick up foods every 2 to 4 days if interested in Module 2, or if they can live in the research center if interested in Module 3. Part 2 of the diet adherence screening should be conducted with the dietitian, but it may be done in an online meeting or in person. The visit will start with review of responses from Part 1 diet screening questions if necessary. This training provides an overview of the Part 2 questions. The full questionnaire and procedures can be found in the Diet Production and Adherence Manual of Procedures. Part 2 of diet adherence screening starts with questions about usual dietary habits and routines that may pose challenges to adherence. This includes questions about the type of work they do, work schedule, access to refrigeration or microwave at work, dependents who may be affected by participation, caffeine intake, and alcohol intake. The responses to these questions will help the dietitian identify challenges to diet adherence up front and lead to a collaborative problem-solving conversation with the participant. The Manual of Procedures provides all details for energy calculations, including the link to the online Plucker equation tool. The equation does not require input of physical activity level, but the screener does include just a couple questions regarding energy expenditure that may be used in cases of unexpected weight changes or in identifying participants whose energy requirements may be higher than expected. And these include questions about pregnancy, lactation, and physical activity level. The rest of the screening visit is dedicated to educating the participant on the requirements of the study. For Module 2, it's important that the participant understands the refrigerated food storage that is required for 2 to 4 days worth of food, as well as the size of the cooler that the food will be transported in. It's important that the participant consider the logistics of how they will transport the food. Every center may provide different packaging and coolers for transport. Be sure to show your potential participants your center's food containers and coolers, or an image thereof. Ask your participants to carefully review the food list document. The food list is a comprehensive list of all the foods found in all 3 of the test diet menus. Ask the participant to circle any foods that they cannot eat. If the participant circles any foods, this should lead to a discussion about how the food is incorporated into the meals, how many times they may be required to eat it. If the participant concludes they still cannot eat the food, this may prevent them from participating in the study. The dietitian can determine if any replacement food can be provided or relay this challenge to adherence in the enrollment recommendation. The diet guidelines document includes a description of the diet requirements, a description of the 3 different test diets, and the dietary intake expectations during the feeding periods. It is critical that the participant receive this information. Please read through this short document with the participant to ensure the information has been delivered. Answer questions as they arise and request participant signature to indicate that the form has been reviewed. If the participant is still interested in participating in Module 2, proceed to discussing logistics of food pickups and scheduling. This conversation will include how many miles or minutes of travel are required for food pickups, how many times a week they'll need to come, which days of the week and hours are available for food pickups, as well as the location. Module 2 participants are required to complete a daily diet adherence log. It's important that participants understand this document and this requirement. Relay that the diet adherence log includes a list of the foods that are provided to the participant each day. We ask them to report how much of the study foods they eat and any non-study foods they eat throughout the feeding periods. The participant may complete the log throughout the day or at the end of the day. They can expect email reminders to complete this log. The log will be reviewed with staff at each food pickup visit. Weight will also be monitored during food pickups. Ask the participant if they would like a demonstration of the digital diet adherence log. A demonstration may be helpful to those less familiar with digital technology. Participants may elect to complete paper-based diet adherence logs if they're not able to comfortably complete the digital logs. Some beverages may be provided based on the individual's preferences. Record if the participants would like coffee, tea, cream, or sugar provided daily with their meals. Participants may have up to 2 cups of coffee or tea with up to 2 creams and 2 sugars provided by the study each day. If they're interested in Module 3, also ask them what time of day they would like this coffee or tea served. You may also ask if they prefer decaffeinated cola or lemon lime soda that is provided during one of the 2-week diet periods. Wrap up the diet adherence screening visit by addressing any concerns that were raised during the visit. This may include foods they can't eat, avoiding favorite foods, coffee, drinks, or alcohol. You may want to discuss scheduling around special occasions or travel or how to navigate social situations. This is an opportunity to form a collaborative relationship with the participant to improve adherence. At the first food pickup, the diet guidelines should be briefly reviewed along with the requirements for completing the diet adherence log, as well as the food storage requirements, the food pickup schedule, and general food safety practices. See the manual of procedures for a handout to provide at food pickups. Thank you for your attention to this training. This training is complete.